Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to do the final update to a very popular video, which is titled, My Ex Dumped Me to Be a Free Spirit, Had Relations with 300 plus guys, and is begging me to take her back. And guys, this series, these emails, truly is the gift that keeps on giving. Because the story of this wacko gal, which you all know about, saw the videos, it just keeps getting better and better. And guys, a quick recap, that's the story about the guy who had this girlfriend for a number of years, and in college, when 2016 rolled around, she got all political, became a nutjob effeminist, broke up with him because of political differences, where obviously he was a guy, so therefore he's the devil. And of course, she wanted to be a free spirit, empowered, and ride the carousel. And ride the carousel she does some 300 plus times, and in one situation, had relations with 8 dudes in one night back to back. Like they were all standing in line waiting their turn with a number like they were at the meat counter at the grocery store. Anyhow, he moved on, but one day he ran into her at a wedding. And they were chit-chatting because he's a friendly guy, and next thing you know, she's trying to get him back. Why, you may ask? Because she's approaching 30. And all her friends are now getting married, and she's now desperate to do what, well, all the other gals are doing. To find a man, settle down, have kids. And it has been a never-ending shitstorm of drama, trying to manipulate him, all that. It ain't working. Problem is that she won't leave him alone. She's relentless. And she's been now, since she can't get her way, has been using shaming tactics to get him to try to cave. She's been harassing his friends, his family, slandering his name online. It goes on and on. And this went into the second episode where more of that was going on. I told him, restraining order. She's a wacko. You owe her nothing. She's doing this because she's desperate, etc., etc. And by the way, nobody in the comment section believed that 300 was her number. We all think that was just a appetizer compared to what the real number of body count was. But anyhow, so this guy left where her brother reached out to him wanting to know if he could do a Zoom session with the brother and the family because they're all deeply concerned about her because she's going off the deep end. And it ended with him on the fence whether he says, no, I don't want to be involved anymore, or helps him out with the Zoom session to help him try to get her some help to get her off his back. And a lot of you guys said, don't do it. I said I could see why he would do it on the basis that, they were good to him when he was younger and he's a good guy. So as a strategy to get her off his case. So we're going to pick off where it left off to see, in fact, if he chose to do the Zoom session with the family, what's really going on behind the scenes with her, etc., because this just keeps getting better and better. So it starts off, he says, hello, SSM. So I had a talk with Sophia's family despite the advice given from the comment section. Aha, he did the Zoom. I've known them for quite a while and decided on my own judgment that I could trust them to help. Thankfully, they were true to their word, and Sophia was not included in the Zoom meeting, but I've learned some very interesting details that led to her wanting me back. I said in the last video, if you do the Zoom, make it abundantly clear she is not going to be there and pop her head up or something and start her bullshit. Just the family. And on the basis that they were good to you in the past, and on the basis that this can help solve the problem. It says here, also, the meeting wasn't overly long. It only took about 20-30 minutes of my time, but I did learn a lot of new details in that time span. But first, I do want to tell you that I'm extremely grateful for the advice and opinions given to me by you and the viewers. There aren't a lot of places to go to get good advice anymore. I've actually asked some of my other colleagues who were unbiased and unrelated towards the situation, and they all gave me really bad advice. They told me to give Sophia another chance, and that dating an effeminist is empowering. He says, Jesus Christ, what is wrong with the world today? Well, this doesn't surprise me. And remember, guys, most people in this world, whether they want to admit it or not, are sheep. And they're going to go along and do whatever the herd is doing. They're going to do what the herd is doing, and they're going to think what the herd is thinking. So right now the narrative is exactly what these people were saying. So they think that's just the way it should be. And this is why pretty much, guys, whatever is the mainstream thinking, the narrative, pretty much do the opposite. Because when is the masses had it right? It's always the small percentage that really make out like bandits. Think about this, right? The small percentage of people in the world that have all the wealth, have this, and this, and it's the masses that, well, they don't. So you don't want to do what the masses are doing because that usually doesn't end up in a very good place. I know it's a dark dose of reality, but it really is. So you come to this place and you get percentage-wise a small percentage of the population that actually gets it. So I'm glad you didn't listen to those jackasses, but I'm not surprised. It goes on, they told me to give her another chance, blah, blah, blah. I'll go through what happened in chronological order, as many things have happened over the past week, and I want to avoid rambling. Forgive any spelling mistakes or errors, blah, 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 no worries. Number one, before the talk, he says, so immediately after sending my previous email, some of my more female-friendly friends have asked me to consider giving Sophia a chance. Smack to your friends. Really? After all this, give her another chance? Are they out of their damn mind? Do they know what's been going on? Do they know her? All the bullshit she put you through back in the past and today? Give her another chance? The narrative, gentlemen, the narrative. The reasoning was because ghosting women is misogynistic, and I should be more empathetic towards her. Ghosting women is now on the list of what is considered to be misogynistic. Last time I checked, women are masters, Jedi masters, or Sith lords at ghosting guys. But when we do it, it's wrong, it's evil, it's harsh, all that bullshit. You're ghosting her because she's a wacko, because she, back then and now, has done nothing but bring turmoil into your life. Let's see here. I argued that she had dumped me before, but they said it was justified because it was a political time where I needed to be on the right side of history. He says, I have no freaking idea what they meant by that. Oh, I know exactly what they meant by that. Think about it. But since the political situation is better now, in their opinion, Sophia should be allowed to have another chance with me. I thanked them for their advice, but disagreed with them, as even though they claimed to be biased, it was clear they had an agenda. Of course they had an agenda. Again, SSM, I don't really have an opinion politics-wise. I want to focus on other things like myself or my career rather than cry about injustices and be judgmental towards groups of people with different ideologies. Dude, if politics is not your thing, then focus on your thing. But more and more people make it their thing, and, well, we are in the world we are nowadays here in the West. Drama, 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 everything's an injustice. It's a social justice warrior's dream come true. And when they run out of injustices to conquer, they'll dig up a new one. But you focus on yourself, your grind, your purpose, doing well, being happy, all that. And cut these jackasses out of your life. All the people are telling you to get back with her and all that. You don't need that. They're not on your team. It's better to have two really good friends you can rely on and got your back and do bullshit and are on your team essentially than having 30 people that you're acquainted with you like, but you get this shit. It's not worth it. This is decades of life experience speaking to you. My sister had the same opinion as your viewers and thinks I should not attend the Zoom meeting. She thinks that it would be useless and would give Sophia a reason to reach out to me. According to my sister, Sophia has been losing her mind lately because nothing has been going her way. Not just with me, but with her other personal work matters as well. Well, karma is catching up with the bitch. That's what's going on here. I still insisted that I would go just because I don't like standing around and doing nothing while my wacko ex pulls BS towards the people close to me. We just agreed to disagree, and she wished me luck, and hopefully this nonsense will all end. We hope, brother. Part 2, the talk. Before I start with this section, I just want to say that there are some major revelations about Sophia's situation that might change how you and your viewers view her and her family. I'll be sharing information that is relevant towards my situation, only so if there are some questions from you or your viewers about things outside of my situation, i.e. Sophia's family life. I don't think I'll be able to answer all of them, so with that said, here goes. The Zoom meeting last Thursday, and when I came into it was last Thursday, and when I came into the call, it was just me, her parents, her older brother, and her older sister. Sophia was nowhere in sight. So, Sophia, the youngest? Doesn't surprise me. She certainly behaves like the youngest. They started off by explaining Sophia has blocked them all from social media, and their numbers too, ever since their last reunion. I knew that their relationship was rocky, but the real reason for her blocking them was because of her damaged pride. You know, they ought to be doing cartwheels and jumping for joy that she's blocked them. They don't have to do anything, don't have to deal with her. But the reality is they are her family, and even though she's a shithead, they love her and care about her, obviously, because their actions are demonstrating that. But she's probably blocking it as a way to punish them, to manipulate them, to get her way. Apparently, in their last family reunion, the youngest female cousin announced that she was pregnant with her first child and was getting married. Sophia's whole family was excited for the cousin, and this led to a lot of people asking Sophia when was she going to get married and have her own kids. Oh, God. That must have sent her into orbit. Sophia did not take their questions well and started to get all defensive, and this led to one of her younger cousins making a joke about how she'll end up alone with cats. Ooh. I wonder if the younger cousin watches channels like mine, which the family took as a joke and laughed. However, Sophia did not take it well and exploded, and basically ruined the whole reunion by throwing a tantrum, by saying a lot of nasty insults to her cousins, and airing some of the family's dirty laundry. What a great girl. See, this girl wreaks havoc and lays waste wherever she goes. So, again, back to your so-called friends telling you to give her another chance, take her back. Why? So you can have this bullshit in your life, which you would. It was obvious that Sophia was jealous of her cousin for being pregnant and engaged, but I also found out that she is the only single person amongst her younger family members. Everyone is either engaged or married. Remember, women don't have friends, they have competitors. End of story. Sophia's older sister elaborated that Sophia has actually been trying to settle down with a guy for a couple months now. That poor, clueless bastard. But like mentioned in previous video, almost all of them would ghost her. I also found out the source of the rumor about me wanting Sophia back. It came from a misinterpreted conversation from her mom. What happened was that Sophia's mother had found out that I was still single and unmarried, so she encouraged Sophia to pursue me again. However, Sophia thought that it was me pining for her all those years. Talk about an ego on her. Her friends heard the misinterpreted news from Sophia, and the rest is history. Sophia's mother gave me an apology for dragging me into it, but she just wanted to encourage her daughter to find a suitable husband, but not become some sort of stalker psychopath. Suitable husband, so she's going to encourage her daughter to find some guy, some poor, unsuspecting, clueless guy, and be married to her train wreck of her daughter. And that's what's probably going to happen here, guys. One way or another, what's going to happen is Sophia's going to probably put on a big show, find some nice guy, because I told you guys this is how it works. These carousel riders, when they're ready to settle and get married because all their friends are getting married, they'll go out and they'll be able to find that nice guy. Out at the bar, out wherever they go, whoosh, they can zoom on him like the Terminator. Target acquired. And find that nice guy, put on the wholesome act, tell him everything he wants to hear. He thinks, I got the good-looking girl. I won. And then she goes from Dr. Jekyll to Miss Bitch. And the guy's already married, rings on her finger, the government's involved, and he's screwed. That's what's probably going to happen, unfortunately. But it ain't going to happen to this guy. It goes on. Sophia's mom apologized, blah, blah, blah. Her mother and father have not been on good terms ever since Sophia, and she finished college, and this whole mess of the family reunion has put them in a very hard position. Then it was my turn to tell them what she's been doing to me. The reason is because they want to admit her to a clinic for mental help. They'd have to drag her kicking and screaming. Good luck with that one. Sophia has actually burned a lot of bridges from both family and friends. Even though Sophia has distanced herself from her own family, they still deeply care about her. Because they're good people. That's why. So I basically told them what she told me and what she's been doing to me for the past month. They were shocked to learn about how she's been acting so far, since she was always the cool, collected type, but they were even more surprised to learn about Sophia's activities while we were broken up. And obviously what he means by activities is rolled in the hay 300 plus times. Do you think he mentioned the 8 dudes back to back in one night? Probably not. I was blunt with them and told them that Sophia had slept with approximately 300 men. Her mother and father were visibly upset when I told them, but I had proof to back it up. He says some texts from Sophia and stories from mutual friends. Her parents took a moment to process that their daughter slept with 300 men, but her siblings did not look surprised at all. There you go. And here we go with the sirens. It's been Siren Central this morning. After I told them what I knew, I informed them also that I was speaking to an attorney and was planning a restraining order as soon as possible. Good, bro. I'm glad you listened to me. Good. This will show them that you mean business. They agreed to do everything in their power to keep Sophia away from me and the people close to me, and the call ended there with them again apologizing and even offering compensation if Sophia has actually caused any emotional damage. I have declined this offer. I later received a text message from her older brother thanking me for my time, and he will not contact me anymore as they heard everything that they needed. Well, hopefully that this will be the end of it. She'll leave you the hell alone. We shall see. But, again, because they were good to you when you were younger, that was nice of you to do this. You didn't have to, but it was good of you to do that, and now they know the whole story, and hopefully the nut job will leave you alone. We shall see. I think the meeting went well as Sophia's family shared more insight about what led Sophia to become this desperate and assured me that she was going to stay away from me. I still can't believe that Sophia has slandered her own family for all those years. Back then I thought they were a bunch of hate-filled scumbags, but after talking to them again after all these years, later they seem like decent people who just want to help Sophia despite their political differences. So she got so brainwashed back in 2016 when everybody was losing their damn minds that she even made out to be that her parents and family were pretty much evil because they disagree politically. That's the environment, and we still are today, where pretty much, God forbid, somebody disagrees with you on like one thing, they're the devil. It's ridiculous. And I'm sure many of you guys know a certain side of the political spectrum who tends to cut everyone out much more if they disagree with them on one little thing. But I'm not going to point fingers. I'm sure you all can associate which party that is. And I ideally don't talk about politics here, but every once in a while I can't help myself to throw some hints out there. I know I'll get some shit about this, guaranteed. And part 3, the aftermath. So it's been a few days, and Sophia hasn't been harassing me nor anyone else close to me. I'm actually glad and ecstatic that I don't have to deal with her again. Let's hope. I'm confident Sophia won't be a problem anymore to me, though I still have the paperwork for the restraining order if she ever pops back in my life. Her friends have gone radio silent, and I truly believe that this is the conclusion to my story. However, my sister has told me that there is no way that this is over, but I think she's just overreacting. I know some of your viewers may think that this will all lead to the final update, but trust me, SSM, I know Sophia and her FNS type, how they think, and I'm confident that she has been put in her place by her family. There is also no way Sophia would be stupid or shameless enough to do anything else to me under the threat of a restraining order and legal action. So again, SSM, thank you for your advice and your viewers' support. Have a great day. Well, bro, for your sake, I hope that she leaves you the hell alone, because that you can truly move on and focus on you and all the things that make you happy and your purpose and your grind and doing well and all that. But I've done a lot of these videos, and I've lived long enough to know these wackos don't stop, so I think it is possible a final update will be in the cards down the road. I hope not, for you. On the other hand, when I get these emails, I got great content that the audience all enjoys, we can all learn from and be, not, let's be honest, you're entertained. But for you, I hope it's over. So, bro, keep that restraining order or the paperwork handy. Keep your attorney's number on speed dial, whatever the hell they call it now, and just move on. Hopefully, I'll be there for you. But good luck to the family trying to get her into some kind of clinic or something like that. Because in her mind, she's right, they're all wrong. And when somebody becomes desperate enough, that's a problem. So we shall see. All right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Let this guy know what you think. Guys, let's hear it. Do you think this is it? Do you think that she'll stay away? Or do you think she'll be back? I'd like to hear about it in the comment section. This guy I'd like to hear about it. But again, bro, if this is the last time I hear from you, I'm really glad you're doing well. Really wish you the best. Appreciate you sending in your work. I really hope things go well for you. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.